Sisters, it is truly a blessing for us to see another beautiful day that the Lord has given us. I hope all of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving week and had an enjoyable time with your family and friends. We will not have class on November 30th or December 7th, so I am here to share your assignment with you. So, what we are going to do to end the year out is we are going to end right where we began with our theme for the year of All In for Jesus. The question I asked you at the beginning of the year, the first Sunday of January 2025, is are you ready to be a woman of God who is all in for Jesus? We often say the words that we love God with all our heart, our soul, and our mind and our strength. We often say, yes, I am all in for Jesus, but are we truly all in for Jesus? At the beginning of the year, we talked about what all in means. It means withholding nothing. That means everything. If I'm going to surrender all, that means I'm going to give it all over to Jesus. I am not going to hold on to it or hold on to part of it. I am going to be fully confident in the fact that whatever I turn over to Him, He's got the power to handle. And I'm going to trust Him no matter what happens. There's no limits to what I give to Him and no limits to what He can do with what I give to Him. And then, as a reminder, as Christians, when we are all in for Jesus, that means that we are fully committed. Fully committed. Why? Because we know we serve a God who loves and cares for us because He created us. He knows us intimately, better than we know ourselves. He wants to be in relationship with us. He created us for connection, especially with Him. He wants us to trust Him in everything, not just in things that we think we can't handle, but in everything. And we know that God is omnipotent. He is omniscient. He is omnipresent. He is everywhere at all times. He is all powerful. And He can see everything. Even when we feel like we aren't being seen, He can see us intimately. Because of who He is, all things are possible in Him. God cannot fail. And whatever He does, He is always going to do for our best good. Even if it doesn't seem like it to us, it will always be for our best good because His best good for us is even better than we could even think or imagine. And we have to understand that being all in for Jesus is not just about the words that come out of our mouths or the things that we do. It really is about the attitude that we have when we do it. If we do things begrudgingly or because we feel like we need to check a box or it's something I have to do so I'm just going to do it. God is looking at our heart. He's looking at our attitude when we do it. He wants those of us who are going to be all in for Him to really have a heart for Him and have an open desire to want to do for Him, to serve Him, to trust Him, to obey Him, and not just do it because we're told to, or do it because we feel like if we do, we're going to get something in return. And then we talked about things that get in the way. This is not an all-inclusive list, but there are some things that get in our way of being all in for Jesus. We have to be very careful that we don't give these things priority over Him. And if they have taken priority over Him in our lives, we need to do something about it. And what do we do about it? We have to crucify all those things in our lives that are getting in the way of us and God. That's Satan's tactic. He wants to separate us from God, just like he was separated from God when he thought too highly of himself, wanted to be at the same level as God. And he wants to take as many of us down as possible. But Galatians 2:19 through 21 reminds us that we have been crucified with Christ. So Every day that we live, it's not about us, but it's about the Jesus that lives in us. The world should see him when they see us coming. The life that we live now in the body, we live by faith, that faith, that trust, that hope in him. Why? Because he made the ultimate sacrifice for me, for you. He loved us that much that he stepped from the throne that he was at to come down, to take on human form and be just like us so that he would understand, but yet he never sinned. But he took on the sins of the whole world, even though it was a big weight to bear. He said in the garden, "Not my will, but thine be done." So, your assignment is thinking about this whole year of 2025. We are at the end of November. The question for you at the beginning of the year was, are you ready? And then now, as we look back over the year, is have you fully lived all in for Jesus? And so I want you to think about how you have been all in for Jesus in 2025. Did you commit to anything specific at the beginning of the year when it came to being all in for Jesus? And then have you been accountable for that? We have to take responsibility and accountability for the things that we say that we're going to do. And then sometimes we need somebody to hold us accountable or to help encourage us through our journey. And so, did you invite any accountability partners in to encourage you and you encourage them through this journey of us all being all in for Jesus? And then, if you have specific things that demonstrate how good God has been to you because of your obedience to Him, then, write those things down. And then finally, as we think about the end of this year and where we need to continue to grow in Him, think about the things, the areas in your life that still need work. I'm thinking about the areas in my life that still need work so that I can continue on this journey where God is the full priority in my life and I turn everything over to Him, trusting him, believing, knowing confidently that he will do what he says he will do. I want to live all in for him so that I can fully live all in with him when he calls us all home and he has those mansions, robes, and crowns prepared for us. So, encourage you to fully jump into the reflection for the next week or so. And then, just so you are aware, we have a couple more classes this year. We won't be in session tomorrow or the following Sunday. We will have a couple more classes where we will go over our reflections about being all in for Jesus and in the year with just thanksgiving and praise for who God is and for all that He's done for us in this year of 2025. Sisters, I pray you have a blessed rest of the week. And until we meet again, may God be with you, love you, and we will see you real soon.